guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Styledbyjordanna the series. This is episode number 4 and we're actually going to do this one a little bit differently. So on my Instagram account, I asked everyone to send in their favourite styling questions and we've got some really good responses. So I am going to go through my phone, we're going to film it, and I'm going to answer some of the top responses. A lot of the questions that people sent in were very similar in theme, so we're going to answer some of the most general ones and then you guys can reference it back and hopefully find it helpful. Okay, first question. Best ways to decide what pieces in my closet I should keep versus get rid of. Closet is full and can't find things easily. Okay, this is a huge conversation I have with nearly every single in-person client visit I go to. So I typically get to a client's house and they have tons and tons of pieces and they're like, okay, what am I keeping versus what am I getting rid of? So I think to start with, I would say that just a really simple rule would be if you have not worn an item in 6 months and you haven't worn it in the season that it's intended to wear it in. So if you have a sweater sitting in your closet and it's winter time and you never ever pick up that sweater to wear, then for whatever reason, you are not going to gravitate towards it. Maybe it was the shape of it, the style of it, maybe you bought it on a whim because you saw someone wear it on Instagram or online and you're like, oh, I have to have that, which is how so many women shop. And you didn't really think through like, okay, what am I pairing this with? Does this actually feel like my style just because someone else looked really good in it? So if you haven't gravitated to those pieces that are sitting there, I would say they can go on a pile to charity or sell them or get rid of them or whatever you want to do with them. You're not going to wear them. The chances are you're going to look at them and then you're going to say, oh my God, I need new sweaters. Like I have nothing to wear. And you're going to go buy something else new instead. Once you've done that exercise and now let's say you have a nice little pile of things that you just have not worn in 6+ months, the rest of the stuff that's still sitting in your closet, go through it individually, and I literally mean piece by piece, and kind of envision how you want to wear those pieces that are left. So if you're already like, yeah, love that, love that, love that, and then you come across a piece, you're like, okay, now I'm still unsure about this. I do wear it, but I kind of wear it because it's practical to wear. I don't love it on me, but it's easy thing to throw on. Typically, this is the case with dresses. Lots of people have dresses in their closet that I don't really like it, I don't love it, but in summer, it's just such an easy thing to throw on. Those pieces go through, and if at that point you're like, you know what, I actually don't like this on me and how it fits me and the shape of it, another part, put that to the side and get rid of those things too. Okay, so this next question actually kind of follows from the first question. So it's, how do I maximize wear the pieces I already have in my closet without buying new things? So I think the first exercise that we just mentioned in the previous question is a great starting point to be able to do that. So once you have done all that, and then with what's left, you're like, you know what, I do really love these pieces, let me wear them. That's how you're going to maximize them. It's kind of extracting from your closet all the stuff that you're not wearing to ensure that the stuff that's in your closet left is stuff that you really actually like yourself wearing. You like it, it feels like your style, it suits you, you feel good in it. Those pieces you're going to then want to wear over and over again because you've already got rid of all the other stuff. Next question. How to stop buying so many clothes. Love to shop but find that lots of my pieces end up sitting in my closet and never get worn. Okay, another thing I have constant conversations about every week. Lots of women, and it's no fault of our own, we just get drawn to certain things. Lots of women shop without a purpose. They shop because, as I keep mentioning, you see things on social media, your favorite influencers that you follow, and you get a little sucked in, should I say, to how good it looks on someone else. So you're like, oh my God, I saw this top on so-and-so, swipe up, let me buy it. Obviously, the nature of social media makes that so easy to do these days. And then it becomes a problem because then you end up with all these random pieces. Half the time, maybe you haven't even remembered that you've ordered them, and they all arrive and you're like, wait, how am I wearing any of this stuff? Like, yeah, it looked great on her, but how am I wearing it? And how does that like fit into my life and my style? Do I even like it on me? Is it a good fit? So part of the problem is shopping without a purpose. And I know that it's really, really hard and you kind of almost have to train yourself to be very strategic and very strict, but it's worth it. I think constantly you should be going through your closet and seeing like, I like this, I wear this, almost like a closet refresh every couple of months or every season if you wanted to. And that way you can then start seeing for yourself, okay, I'm missing a couple of pieces, I think I need to include. It may even come down to like writing notes and saying like, hey, I really need a black blazer. I need to focus on buying a black blazer right now, or a pair of black boots for winter. I don't need to focus on buying this really beautiful top I saw at Net-a-Porter and I'm actually never gonna wear it. Once you then start being way more mindful of what's actually in your closet, I think then you'll be way more mindful of what you're then putting into your closet. So once you know what you have, it's easier to then say what you need, right? If you like, I'm not 100% sure of what you have or whatever it may be, it's like very easy to buy random things that don't mix with each other. And that's why I think a lot of women are always like, I don't have anything like just to go for dinner or just to go to work. And I mentioned this in my last YouTube episode actually. It can be really hard to feel like you can mix and match your closet when you are shopping without a purpose. Another thing that I actually do this when I shop, whenever I want something, first of all, I don't buy it instantly. Even if I see it on someone else and I think it looks amazing, I do not buy things like within that instant because it feels impulsive. I also, when I buy something, I think about it for a minute and then I actually envision how I'm gonna wear it. I envision a few different outfits in my mind. It sounds silly, but like, oh, I can take a picture in it this way and this way and this way for the sake of what I do. And then I know like, okay, it goes with these pieces in my closet. I'm gonna wear it with these pants I have. I'm gonna put it with this sweater. I'm gonna put it with this blazer. And then when it comes, I'm like, okay, it fits because the color fits, because I've thought about the color to that extent. I've thought about the piece, the item, what I have in my closet currently. So really when you're buying something, think about how you are actually wearing it and what you are wearing it with that already exists in your closet. Okay, next question. What are your favorite ways to incorporate color into your outfits? Okay, so for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you will know I'm not a huge color lover. I sometimes include a little pop, but not a vast majority of my wardrobe is colorful. However, there are a couple of ways. There are ways to incorporate bright color, because obviously some people love color. And then there are ways to incorporate more neutral tones that maybe feel, for those of you who do like a more neutral palette, grays, black, navy, etc. There are ways to branch out a little so it doesn't feel like, oh my god, she's wearing fuchsia pink today, but it's not like, oh, she wears black every day. So first of all, let's talk about incorporating color, as in really bold, fun pops of pink, purple. So personally, I would say accessories is the best way to do this. I think having a seemingly simple outfit and dressing it up with a pair of really fun colored pumps or a really cute handbag that's got a pop of color, it really adds something to the look, and it's an easy way to do it. It doesn't feel overbearing, it doesn't feel like too much. You're not going to walk in and be like, oh my god, am I the loudest person in the room with what I'm wearing? So that's a very easy, simple way to do it. And then from a more neutral standpoint, if you prefer to not really have those type of colors in your closet at all, you can branch out in the neutral range. So I really like to incorporate, I've actually got some examples. I really love like olive and that kind of shade because it feels a little different from wearing like a grey or something. It's got something else to it. Other colors like navy, burgundy, browns are grey, and all these colors pair really well with those like heavy set neutral colors. So obviously navy and black goes really well together. Navy and brown looks great together. Burgundy looks beautiful with grey. So there's loads of ways that you can then like, let me get an olive green sweater. And I think I've showed you guys before, I don't have it with me. I have like a Kate olive green handbag, and I bought it because I could have bought the black one, but it ties in so nicely with some of my other pieces in my closet, and it just has something a little more to it. Okay, next question. How to put together a chic outfit on the days that I don't have the energy or time to? Okay, so I think this obviously can cater for lots of women who have kids at home and they have to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning like I do, women who go to work every day and they have to leave early in the morning, etc. So I think for this, in order for it to feel as chic and elevated as it possibly can in such a short space of the time you have to get ready, keep it really, really simple. Let's not try and be like, oh, I really want to wear this pink today, and then you kind of get to the day and you're like, what am I wearing this with? And it's going to take longer for you to decide what to wear that with. Keep it really simple. Stick to simple silhouettes. You could do a wide leg pant if you have an office job. You could stick to having, you know, wide leg pants, sneakers, a sweater tucked in, or a cardigan. Some days you could add a belt and throw a belt around things, and then it's like an easy way to tie it together and look a bit more effortless. You could, you know, everyone has a favorite pair of jeans. You could style around that very easy. Sometimes it comes down to the accessories that we have with a look, and I say this a lot, and I always focus on belts specifically. I think a belt works wonders for a look, and I think it is a really easy and fast way to bring a look together and feel very put together in a short space of time. So if you are in doubt, add a belt. Okay, next one, I also get asked this one a ton. What is your go-to date night outfit in the winter? So I know that sometimes dressing in winter can be a lot more challenging than dressing in summertime, purely from a layering perspective. So again, I like to keep it very simple. We could do a blazer with, I have a tank top on at the moment, but instead of a tank top, if it's really cold, you could just do like a thin knit sweater tucked in, add either, like I'm wearing now, a cropped jacket or a longer blazer, something. You could do a wool blazer. I'm just going to show you this one here because it's obviously a little thicker. So again, practical, but you'll also still feel like you're dressed up to go for dinner. You can also do like this satin blazer. So again, it has something to it. So it's a little more dinner appropriate than daytime appropriate, but it's not completely out there. This one, again, different color. So you could do something like that. So my go-to for winter would be basically kind of what I'm wearing now, I think. So jacket, tank or sweater, jeans, and then I just have a pump on, which you can't see. Other outfits you could do, I really like, depending on where you're going and how dressy you want to be, I kind of like pairing like skirts or dresses just with a pair of like tights, because I think it looks really very Parisian chic. So you could do like a black mini dress or a mini skirt. You could throw a black blazer, like an oversized blazer on top. You could do a pair of tights and then again a pair of pumps or something like that. I think leather pants are such a go-to for winter. I know if you again follow me on Instagram, I wear them a lot. So you could do a few different versions of a leather pant. You can do a skinny leather pant. You could do a straighter leather pant, and again, pair it with the same stuff, a crop jacket or just even a sweater. Sometimes I think the juxtaposition of having the leather with like a more feminine sweater or cardigan can look really cool together, and then just put it with a pair of pumps or black boots or something like that. Next question. Do you have any suggestions on knowing what trendy pieces are worth purchasing? How to avoid buying trendy pieces, items that don't suit me and end up sitting in my closet with the tags on? Okay, I think I want to kind of preface this by saying that when it's okay to obviously like trends and even invest in them. However, and I've said this in previous videos, you should not be buying something purely because it's trendy. You need to feel good in it. The number one thing is how you feel in the item, or if it's an accessory, whatever it might be. So I don't think you should focus on solely buying something because you see a million other people currently wearing it. I think if it feels like your style naturally and it feels like how you want to be dressing, you think the silhouette of whatever the piece is will suit you, then it's worth investing in regardless because you know you're going to feel good in it. So for example, off the top of my head, like the cargo pant trend, it's obviously not for everyone. It is extremely trendy, heavy pockets down the side of things. It's not personally my style, so I've not invested anything into it. However, if you feel that your style is kind of edgy and like cool, and you think that you have ways that you can wear that for your day-to-day life and you can wear it for work or for weekend, then the pants are obviously worth investing in because you love them regardless of whether everyone else is currently wearing them. So I guess my point is that don't solely buy something because you see everyone else wearing it. Another point to consider when considering whether something's trendy or not, specifically talking about designer pieces, and I guess more so like accessories and handbags and stuff. Sometimes you have to know the designer, and I'm sure you have designers that you gravitate towards and that you love, and you probably know their collections over time and their pieces. So sometimes you can tell that way if something feels super out of the box for them and doesn't feel like it's one of their like classic go-to styles, then maybe it's not worth investing in. Maybe they're just trying to do a fun collection that feels cool and edgy. For example, the Gucci Jackie bag. I think it's beautiful and I think it's timeless, and I know we're seeing it a lot at the moment on social media and stuff, but it's actually, they've done it before. Like, that bag is not new in the sense of the detail on it and the shape of it. It's really actually classic Gucci, which kind of to the point is that that style was around and then it went away for a little bit, but it's come back. So anyone who had a bag that looks like that 20 years ago, and actually my mum told me that she has a bag that's basically the same bag that's in the store now, then you know, like, it feels classic. It's classic to the brand. Same as some of the Bottega handbags, for example. I can actually show you. The Mini Jodie, there is obviously a lot of debate as to whether this handbag is trendy or timeless. As you know, I have a few of them. I think that it's timeless, and it feels timeless to me because the detail on it feels like classic Bottega. They've been doing a version of this bag for years. Yes, maybe not without this detail, not the exact shape, but the woven detail, this is classic, pure Bottega. Some of the other styles that to me feel less timeless would be like the padded, I'm not sure the name of it, but the padded cassette one that has the chain around it. So the chain detail kind of just feels trendy, right? Like, it doesn't feel super classic. I feel like you're going to get sick of the chain quite easily. The cassette version of that doesn't have the chain does feel more timeless. Again, it's just their woven style in a slightly different, more modern shape. So I think there are definitely ways to tell with whatever designers you love and you follow. Kind of look back on their previous collections and see if there are similarities and things that mimic the current stuff that's out now. Make this the last question. What types of pieces, things do you typically gravitate towards buying over and over again? So I think to answer this question, I want to say that if you have a really good sense of your own style and you know what you like and what you don't like, typically you'll find that you just are buying the same thing over and over again. And I think often women are like, oh my God, I've got so many blazers, I'm only buying blazers. But sometimes there's a reason why you're buying certain things, because you like how they look. So buying the same thing over and over again is not necessarily the problem. That's not to say you need everything in excess, because you don't. But I think for me, I gravitate towards buying jeans, and sometimes I just vary the fit of the jean so I can just, for variety in my closet. I obviously, as you all now know, gravitate towards buying blazers. I gravitate towards buying crop jackets and tank tops, as silly as that sounds, but that's because those things make me feel good. So I want more of them and I want varieties of them because they make me feel good. So sometimes the issue is not buying the thing over again, it's just buying too much of it. I'm going to end the Q&A there. I hope that was a fun episode to watch. It was fun to film, it was a little different. I will do more of them. I do constant Q&As on my Instagram, so I will start taking those questions and transferring to them to more episodes on here, because I think these type of episodes are also really helpful, and you can kind of just flip through and you can skim past the questions that don't relate to you and all that stuff. So thank you for watching. The next episode will be available soon.